The concept of false reality 100 years ago was just a fantasy, something that people had likely thought could be an unreachable reality. Over its history of 70 years, it has transformed technology in ways thought unimaginable. This invention, though, has become and will continue to be one of the most influential creations man has made. This is VR. So what is VR? VR stands for virtual reality. In other words, a reality that isn't our own, but rather one in a device, hence virtual. The origins of virtual reality, or even the concept, can date back to a book called Pygmalion Spectacles, in which a man is given a pair of goggles which puts him into a movie in which he can interact with people and the environment while experiencing all the senses, being taste, feel, smell, and hearing. The first real VR device, known as a Sensorama, came out in 1962, and was a dream project by a man named Morton Heilig. This was no ordinary device, though. It was the first HMD, or head-mounted display, which is commonly seen today, as it was an experience which could be argued rivals the modern virtual reality with the addition of aromas and wind on top of the sights and sounds. The Sensorama used 3D film shot by Morton himself, and the idea was to revolutionize the cinema industry by bringing it directly to you. The product failed and only one prototype was made, as it never secured funding as a result of its immense costs. Later products you could consider parts of virtual reality included the Viewmaster, which is only discontinued a few years ago, though being almost 100 years old. It would put your eyes in a different scene based on each reel you would select. VR has become more of a consumer product with its never-ending innovations. Different companies from Samsung to Valve, Facebook to Microsoft, all make their own virtual reality devices. Different companies specialize in different creations. Pimax itself leads the way, with the best looking headsets and the best visuals. While Facebook caters to the masses with their affordable headsets, Samsung prides themselves on making theirs phone compatible, while Microsoft has their mixed reality, and Sony with their PlayStation VR. Even Apple is joining the game soon with augmented reality headsets. Virtual reality has been getting more exposure over the years with devices such as Google Glass or Google Cardboard, bringing the idea to swaths of people. Or movies like Ready Player One showing off the idea to a crowd that otherwise would have never looked at virtual reality as anything more than a game. Accessing your VR is very simple. All you need is a device to connect to, or in the case of Facebook's Quest series, you don't need one at all. Putting it on is easy as well. All you need to do is slide it over your head until it fits comfortably. It's best to keep a wide open area around to walk in if your task requires it. What can you do once you're in VR though? There's a variety of games you can access and pick to play. These range from casual games like Beat Saber where you hit blocks in rhythm of the music, or Job Simulator where you perform different jobs that a human would in a robot-controlled future. You can even perform surgeries in Surgeon Simulator. There's sports games like table tennis with accurate physics, or even a boxing game like Thrill the Fight. Some can be used as workouts by people as a fun way to burn calories. There's fighter games like Boneworks, which is at heart a physics simulation where you can solve puzzles and do whatever you please. And some of the most popular would be social games like VR Chat, and with its countless minigames and Rec Room. The growth of virtual reality exploded during the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, seeing numbers of owned headsets soar as people wanted to escape quarantine without actually escaping. Some companies used VR to bring their employees close together to work on projects similar to how Zoom calls work, but being more interactive. Some people have found love from afar within the virtual worlds, and some like to watch movies on platforms like Big Screen, which is a big-scale movie theater where you can hang out with friends and watch live premieres. Virtual reality isn't only limited to the gaming world, though. It holds weight in the commercial sector as well. Its capabilities are really endless, but it sees high use in research and training, along with planning. There's even simulations where you can see what it's like to experience the fourth dimension, having objects phase in and out of visible experience. You can fully interact with these objects and manipulate them as you please. Scientists are also able to discover the effects of the brain on people placed in different situations that would be hard to replicate. It's also been seen that some patients have recovered from strokes better with the use of VR. And surprisingly, Rats are capable of using it to navigate a path and then afterwards follow that same path outside of VR. Many people think of buying or renting a home as physically walking around the property and getting a feeling for it in person. Some companies like Class VR have surpassed this and instead introduced virtual walkthroughs and tours, allowing people to discover at their own pace from the comfort of their homes while still being able to pick up on everything. The well-known car company Audi has been using this tech as they give people demos into their vehicles, but in virtual reality. People are able to drive them and inspect them while not having to get inside of them, keeping themselves safe and the dealers safe as well. Audi's use of VR has in fact been shown to improve their sales over time. These experiences are only available to select dealers. And there's a lot of possibilities for training people using VR. It allows for a close-up experience with the option to manipulate variables from the controlled state, not causing any real damage in the process, and this is exactly why virtual reality has been so useful in training. It's 5 in the morning. NASA, for example, uses extremely sophisticated systems to train astronauts to work and complete repairs on the ISS from their labs. This use significantly improves the likelihood of success on a maintenance mission due to prior hands-on experience and training. Some groups within the military and police partner with a company called Apex Officer, which is one of many companies that provides training simulators. They provide a multitude of realistic training scenarios that provide people for combat or de-escalation far better than the current methods. Police can use it to train for active shooter scenarios or even just giving parking tickets. The opportunities are limitless and the benefits are countless without at all causing real-life injury. Pilots can use VR to train for different accidents or practice their flying with all the instruments active without the dangers of being inexperienced in the air. Medical personnel like EMTs or doctors can practice surgeries or respond to calls without needing real patients to practice on. And even Walmart employees use it to train for different events like Black Friday. Virtual reality has also been used in therapy, more specifically in exposure therapy for veterans suffering with PTSD. In one study called The Effectiveness of Virtual Reality Exposure Therapy for Active Duty Soldiers in a Military Mental Health Clinic, it's been shown that soldiers who use VR for therapy were showing far less symptoms at post-treatment than their counterparts. The therapy, though, isn't only for veterans. It can also be used by dentists to help soothe patients as they get procedures done by either distracting them or showing them what it will be like in advance. Some movie studios too have been riding the VR train, releasing films that can be viewed from the inside as characters in the film through virtual reality. This also includes different documentaries that allow you to travel around the world and be fully immersed. The innovations coming out have been immersing people more and more with providing the feeling of being in the game. Devices like the Vive trackers allow you to fully walk around or lay down or crawl and have your body follow your exact movements, while the Cat VR treadmills give you the freedom to run in any direction. Paired with the Be haptic feedback suits that provide the feeling of touch in a game, there's no telling where the VR industry will go next. One thing for sure is that it isn't going away anytime soon.